Hi, my name's Dave Cobb. I was the creative director for an attraction at Universal Studios Florida called Men in Black: Alien Attack. It opened in 2000 and was based on the hit 1997 film with Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. So the movie, of course, as you know, takes place in a world where aliens are real, and a special secret agency of Men in Black are hidden amongst us and keep the peace, basically, between aliens and humans by allowing them to live amongst humans. And so as we were developing the attraction, we had to come up with an idea for how the ride could exist in a real theme park with humans and tourists, but also be something that was secret. It had to have sort of a duality to it. It needed one presence from the outside and something else very different once you got inside. Just like in the movie, when he enters the Men in Black headquarters, it's through the battery vent and tunnel building with the big fan, and it's just very unassuming sort of industrial building, and he gets in there and the elevator takes him down. Well, we needed that kind of transition out of the real world, but we're in a theme park, and we weren't in the New York section of the theme park. It's a studio backlot there, but unfortunately we weren't in New York. We were over on the other end. We were actually in a place in the park that was called World Expo, and so it didn't quite fit until we realized that we could cast it in a role as a fake World's Fair attraction, that the outside of the attraction could be basically a relic from the 1964 World's Fair, which took place in Flushing Meadows in New York, and it actually plays right into the Men in Black film, because at the end of the film, there are the large towers from the New York State Pavilion that actually are hidden spaceships that the main bad guy basically crawls into and tries to take off to get to his home planet, Edgar, the big cockroach bug. And so it all seemed sort of organic to that, but how do we tell the story of a fake World's Fair attraction before you get into this real high-tech attraction that is all based around Men in Black once you get inside? Well, I had met Ray when I moved to Orlando to work on the attraction in 1998. And we became fast friends. We hung out a lot while we were there. And I was telling him this story, this idea of, well, this is where we're at, and how do we solve this particular design problem? We had a piece of architecture for the building that was beautiful, that really looked like something right out of a World's Fair. But we needed to sort of hint at the idea that we needed to wink at the audience saying there's no such thing as aliens, so that you could see them for real once they're in the attraction. And also, so at the end of the ride, we could neuralize you. We knew at the end of the ride we wanted to zap you with the little flashy thing, so that we could then say, no, aliens don't really exist. This is all with, implant a memory in your head. And so we came up with this idea called The Universe and You. And it's an attraction from the 64 World's Fair that is all about man's quest to explore the galaxy and find new worlds and find new species and races beyond us mere humans here on Earth. For those of you that know Disneyland history, Walt Disney actually had attractions at the World's Fair. Futurama for Ford, and It's a Small World for Pepsi-Cola, and the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln for the Illinois Pavilion. So there's theme parks and World's Fairs already go together. We started looking at the posters, the famous Disney attraction posters, that populate the park on your way into Disneyland. When you pass underneath the train station or the Magic Kingdom in Florida, you see these posters for these attractions. And so that graphic design style, which was very mid-century silkscreen, bold colors, bold design, that became sort of an idea for, hey, wait a minute, what if we had posters for this attraction? And so we wanted to wink at not only, hey, aliens might be real in the galaxy, but we also wanted to wink at theme park fans who understood the World's Fair and Disney history and say, hey, isn't it funny that we're using this design? So Ray designed a whole slew of posters. There's about 6 or 8 of them, I think, that you see when you're waiting in line, that all say The Universe and You at World Expo, which is the part of the park we're in. And the beginning of the attraction, once you get inside, says that this has been painstakingly recreated from the World's Fair in 1964 and brought back here to preserve. And in that first scene, the soundtrack dies, and then you hear Zed, the Rip Torn character, and he comes on and says, sorry about all this phony theme park nonsense. Welcome to MIB training, and that's when the real ride starts. But all of Ray's posters, what they do is they tell you this is an attraction from the 64 World's Fair. It's called The Universe in You, and it asks the questions, are we alone in the galaxy? Are there aliens out there? And it did it in a number of very clever, very graphic ways. This poster you're looking at here was actually designed to look like the towers that are in the film, that are also in front of the attraction. We recreated them in front of the actual attraction building. And it's made to look a little bit like the Disney Skyway attraction poster, which was a scenic view of Disneyland. And so it sort of evokes that style. All of the posters were designed to evoke specific Disney attraction posters in a very light-handed way, to sort of wink at theme park fans and sort of play on that joke that it's that this is a real theme park attraction that's pretending to be something else. And then at the end of the attraction, once you've gone through all of Men in Black, the ride, you actually get zapped at the end, and the last scene says, "Are we alone in the galaxy? Of course we are. There's no such thing as aliens." So, speaking of which, that reminds me, if all of you could just please take a look right here, this little flashy light.